Hey everybody, how's it going? So this week we have a very special video making a giant 4-in-a-row game with the help of Lowe's donating all the materials. We're donating this to a local benefit that raises money to help children in need. So if you want to see how I do it, stick around. So thanks again, Lowe's, for donating all the materials for this project. Like I said at the beginning, this Connect 4 board is going to be donated to a local benefit called Advocates for Children. My friend Kelly is helping me build this project. She's also a part of the group putting on the benefit. Every year I donate usually a smaller item, but this year they wanted me to make something larger, and they had the idea of the Connect 4 board. So we make everything out of 2 sheets of 1/2-inch plywood. We start by cutting the front and the back to size, clamping them together, and drawing out the grid pattern where we're going to cut all the circles. I do this with a router and a Dremel arm and just take it slow and cut all 42 circles out. So definitely stay tuned to the end of the video so you get to see how much this sold for at auction. Leave your comments down below now with your guesses and see if you're right at the end.
A lot.
So now that all those holes are done, I use the other sheet of plywood and I cut it down to size and then rip it into smaller strips that are going to be the dividers in between the 2 pieces that have the holes. I use brads and wood glue to secure this, and then we stain it before attaching it together. I used the Wood Whisperer's plans somewhat in this design. I altered it a little bit because we wanted to change it, but I'll have a link to his video and his website down below if you want to make this yourself. So since we cut the holes on the board with the router and that took forever, we're going to cut the discs with the CNC. You could also cut the holes with the CNC, or you could cut the disc the same way. It's just, I wanted to show 2 different ways to do it. You also could do both of these with a hole saw. But I want to show 2 different ways you could do this because I know not everyone has a CNC, but since I did everything else with the router, we're going to cut the disc with the CNC. So the next thing we're going to do is cut the plywood down into smaller strips that are going to be used to make the latch mechanism, as well as caps on the board that are going to be cut a little long because we're going to CNC some feet that we're going to bolt to them. After we cut all these parts, we do stain them before we attach them on the board. Now it's time to attach the latch mechanism. We use CA glue brads and screws for this. The parts that are actually going to stop the disc from falling down were the ones we used screws, because we didn't want all that force, I guess, of falling them, you know, the 30 or so inches to eventually pop the brads or the glue off. So we do pre-drill and we run screws in to prevent that from happening. So my little helper had to come to the shop and see what was going on, and since I just finished the board, of course we had to play a little game, and she is some tough competition. I took it to the event, and here's my favorite part, getting in to see it auctioned off. So here's some footage of it being auctioned off and people testing it out.
So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Click that thumbs up button if you did, and think about subscribing if you haven't already. But I want to just take a moment to thank Lowe's for donating this materials for this build. That was awesome, and I can't thank them enough. But the item sold for $715, which is just crazy. The last 5 minutes of bidding, when it went from $365 to $715, was just insane to me. Seeing that, you know, I mean, it's a giant Connect 4 board, and I know how long it took, but to see that other people were willing to spend that kind of money for charity and for the item is just insane. You know, out of 220 items, it was the second highest. A signed Peyton Manning helmet, Tennessee helmet. Dog fan over here, you know, we don't like Tennessee, sold for more. But seeing as it is from a memorabilia company, the benefit only gets a percentage of that. So the Connect 4 board raised the most out of all of these silent auction items, which I think is very cool. So I want to say, if y'all ever get the opportunity to donate to local charities that, you know, reach out and want you to donate something, definitely consider it. Not only are you helping others that need it, but it also helps you some too, because, you know, people see your work that may or may not have seen it before, and they can come back and get you to make, you know, that exact item. Maybe they didn't win it, or they might want you to make something else because they like what you do. So definitely consider it. It is something that can benefit you in the future. But I want to say thanks for watching this, and I'll see y'all next time.